Took me like, a quarter of an hour to take my fucking shit. But now I'm here and we're going to talk and we're going to talk about Peter Drucker and the Effective Executive. Really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. And let's head right into it after the intro as quite always. And let's see. Let's just open it and let's actually get straight into it. Let's just not lose any time and lose any energy and lose any whatever. And let's do that. Let's fucking do that. I don't know where I stopped yesterday, unfortunately, but I think it's been, yes, if one cannot increase the supply of a resource, one must increase its yield. And effectiveness is the one tool to make the resource of ability and knowledge yield more and better results. Yes, it makes sense. And I think it is a truly interesting recognition that if one cannot increase the supply of a resource, you must increase its yield. Well, it just makes sense. It really does. But on the other hand, it's like recognizing that just takes some time, I guess. And or just, actually recognizing, it's not about recognizing that. It's for me about, it is about figuring out how to name things and figuring out how to explain things. I think this is like really a difficult one. Quite. But therefore I find that amazing. Therefore, I by the way, just because I know that I'm gonna have a little time today, I'm also thinking about writing a book. A book in terms of it's gonna be an ebook, it's not gonna be printed because, for self-publishing, I'm not really having the money to do that. But I think that, first of all, it would just be amazing just because I could. Like, this is one reason, like, just because I can. And why not? Like, I do just have some ideas in my mind, and it might even be a great idea to just write them down once. Maybe this leads me to figuring out how to talk about certain things and how to actually explain certain things, because it is amazing how he is able to explain things, how he's able to describe things with words. This clear communication, this communication style, this communication where you can actually understand what he's referring to and what he means, and actually it's clear. It really is clear. And I think writing can definitely improve that, which is, by the way, something that Tim Ferriss also said. I didn't really think about it before Tim Ferriss said it, but just as I've been talking about it, it really makes sense. Because I have to write something pretty clearly, but I'm having the time to do that. Like, if I'm talking, it's not that easy to be that clear, because there's a lot of things in my mind, and there's a lot of words in my mind, and there's a lot of structures in my mind that I could be using. On the other hand, it's like, it makes sense. It really does. Because you have to use words, you have to do this, you have to do that. But, coming back to the whole book thing, maybe it is also contributing to somebody. Maybe somebody's interested in a relatively small book of a few ideas. It's probably going to be about some philosophical stuff. It's going to be about, why you should not be judging yourself. Like, all these ideas, all these different ideas that I'm often talking about and that I'm just absorbing from other people. Like, I'm really like a sponge. There is not really that many things that I've been coming up with myself. A lot of things that I'm just talking about on a very daily basis is these things that I've just heard somewhere, and these things that I've just recognized somewhere, and whatnot. Like, yeah, it's not really like that I'm basically recognizing that many things. I do just only recognize when something is quite interesting to me, and some things stuck and some things don't stuck, or just stuck with me. Oftentimes we're just throwing a few things against the wall, and what stucks, and what does not stuck, basically. But yeah, let's actually move ahead. And by the way, like, this is just something to think about. And it is also something that Seth Godin said. Like, he's producing the podcast and he's doing the podcast because he can. And that's quite it. Like, of course, there's going to be benefits for for him as a personal branding stuff, because a lot of people are interested in what he's talking about. Like his clear communication, his communication style, how he's doing things. This is interesting. It really is indeed interesting. And therefore, I also think like, well, I can. And it might be a good experience. And it might be just also a cool thing to say. Like, I don't know, I've written a book. Good for my CV. Even though I really hate to say that. Basically because, I mean, like doing everything for your CV is, I don't know if this is just a smart idea. I mean, yeah, it is. But, well, you know, well. Well. But of course, if you're not really able to get more of something, then using it in a very, very, very efficient and effective way makes sense. Even though I could also say, like, if you're not doing this already, you're wasting quite a lot of potential and quite a lot of stuff, maybe. Kind of. To some degree. But well. Effectiveness, in other words, is a habit that is a complex of practices. And practices can always be learned, which means that you can also learn being effective. And there's actually 5 things that he thinks are all about being effective. And these things are then going to be basically explained a little tiny bit further, which is amazing, which is cool. I enjoy that. So there is, in other words, no reason why anyone with normal endowment should not acquire competence in any practice. Mastery might well elude him, for this one might need special talents. But what is needed in effectiveness is competence. Like as he already said, and it is something that I do want to point out, mastery might well elude him, for this one might need special talents. Which just means, I guess, for some things you just need talent to be a master in. It's actually everything. You know, if you just want to be a master in everything, it's probably not going to be possible, at least not in a very narrow time span, I would say, or short time span. Because you're not talented, and we're not supposed to be good at everything. And it is also good that way. The only problem is when you just start to focus on the things that you're not already good at. It doesn't really make sense. It really makes sense to double and quadruple down on those things that you're already good at, because you're already good at them, and there is a chance that you're going to be a master, or that you can be a master, or that you can be even a top 1% of the whole population. You could, because you're talented. This is why you're having a fucking talent. And we should actually use our talents, and we shouldn't really be working on the things that we are not already good at. I think. It's my opinion, and I've actually been confronting with that already and a little story. I think I've been working on, it's been a design project in school, and it was a pre-project for, it's been a pre-project for working on my diploma, because our diplomas are group projects of at least 2 people. It's a team project. Let's talk about teams. And in my team, I and my colleague, I think it's been written stuff or something. Like there's been something going on. I don't really know what it was all about, or what it was quite. But in the end, I think I've been writing something quite, I guess. I don't really know. But the point is that I've been making some mistakes that I know that I've done, basically. And these are just some mistakes that I'm quite often doing, which is like spelling mistakes. I can't fucking spell. I don't actually know why. Maybe it's just a way for me to be more creative, or to just have more ideas, because if I would be just really precise with whatever I'm doing all the fucking time, then I might be slower. Maybe. But on the other hand, it is like, well, my teacher said to me, and this is the point that I was willing to make, is he said like, yeah, I know that you're having good feeling for design and aesthetic feeling, and you know what looks good and all this shit, but there is some things that you should just be working on. For example, the spelling thing and my writing stuff and some other tiny little things that I tend to oversee, especially when it comes up to details. I do sometimes not care about them. It is something that's quite unconscious, but also, or subconscious, but sometimes actually really conscious. Like I consciously decide to not do something. I also don't understand this from time to time, but I thought then, well, of course, I said like, yeah, of course, I'm gonna work on that. Like, yeah, okay, makes sense. Or I've even said, because I don't really remember, I might have also said like, well, yeah, I don't know, and just this thing, like just being like, yes, some kinda, but you actually do not want to agree with it, and therefore you're just being like, well, yeah, not really, whatever. But in the end, I thought like, should I really improve in that? Should I really try to improve at spelling? Or should I just really focus on the things that I am already good at? Because I am naturally not good at spelling. It is just what I'm naturally not good at. Therefore, does it make sense to work on that? If I'm not just regularly, naturally not good at it? Because I don't really think so. Quite, but just please let me know what you think about it. I'd be really interested in that. But well, yeah, the 5 points of being effective. The first thing is effective executives know where their time goes. They work systematically at managing the little of their time that can be brought under their control. Yes, I think it is important. I think it is important to know where your time goes. Especially, I think also in my position, like it would really make sense to have a better time schedule or a better time, maybe planning. Maybe let's talk about planning this point of time than I'm having right now, maybe. Because yeah, sometimes I feel like I've just lost an hour or 2 hours, and then I wonder, what did I do in this time? But on the flip side, I know that I haven't done anything but doing something productive in the end. But I just don't know what it's been, which sometimes is quite interesting, and which is quite interesting to then see and also maybe figure out what I could be doing differently. By the way, I should really be working on something. I should really be doing this. Fuck. I really should. Because I think I'm not having a lot of time left. Might only be 2 weeks for some work. I have to work on that today and tomorrow. Gonna try to do that. Writing for my diploma, just to let you know. Which is like a relatively huge part for me, because the thing that I did, which has been a fund, like it's it's not complicated once you know about it and once you know how it's working. It's not really complicated, but it's you explaining it makes sense, I would say, and being able to explain it just also makes sense, I think. But yeah. I think just knowing where your time goes makes sense. The second thing is effective executives focus on outward contribution. They gear their efforts to results rather than to work. They start out with the question, what results are expected of me, rather than with the work to be done, let alone with its techniques and tools. So it's going to be more about, as I'm just thinking about it, it's going to be more about what do I want to accomplish and not what should I be working on, I guess. And I think it's a great question, because it just leaves out work. In terms of like, if I think about, I do really want to just get to this point or that point, it doesn't then really matter what I'm doing to get there. Which can be good, which also on the flip side can also be bad. But I think it's primarily relatively good. Yeah, I think it's primarily relatively good. What's going on? Something is going on and I don't know what's going on. Now it is all right. I think it's just good. Good. The next one, which is the third one. Effective executives build on strengths, their own strengths, the strength of their superiors, colleagues, and subordinates, and on the strengths in the situation. That is, on what they can do. They do not build on weaknesses. Yes, what can you do? Focusing on what can you do. I could just be working on my fucking diploma shit afterwards, which I'm also probably gonna do. Do I wanna do it? No. Should I do it? Yeah. Am I gonna do it? Yeah. Is it gonna be at least something? Is it gonna be at least like 1,000 characters or something? Yeah. I'm gonna do that. Because it's better than nothing. Maybe I'm even gonna be in a flow and I'm even gonna be just writing about something. could also be doing that. I really could. Well, yeah, the fourth thing. Effective executives concentrate on a few major areas where superior performance will produce outstanding results. It is just a really great concept. It's really amazing what he's talking about there. This involves the 80-20 rule. 80% of the things that I'm doing are going to result in 20% of the things that I'm doing are going to result in 80% of the results. Which is insane if you think about it. Yeah, it really is good. It really is amazing. The fifth one, effective executives finally make effective decisions. They know that this is above all matter of system of the right step in the right sequence. Effective decisions, yes. It's not going to be a lot of pondering around, I guess. It's not going to be a lot of, should I really be doing this? Should I really not be doing this or something? I don't know. But I've also found another article in terms of what's important. This is what's important to you, or this is all about what is important to you. But I thought about it like, you could also maybe be translating that into your business or to your business. So identify the most important people in your life. What are the most important people in your company? Is it the CEO? Is it like the people that are really doing the work? I don't want to say that the CEO is not doing anything, but you know what I mean. So yeah, when you care about someone, they're important to you. Sometimes, however, we take loved ones, family members, friends, and coworkers for granted. Yeah, I think this is definitely something that happens in companies as well. That the little worker, quote unquote, is not getting any recognition. It's not getting any admiration for what this person is doing, even though, like, without this person, it wouldn't probably be working as it is working at this point in time. Even though, you can be saying, like, I could just replace this person very easily. You probably could if it is just a worker. But yeah, we can focus on this and we can focus on that. And if we just want to focus on this, then it's good. It's great. Makes sense. Think about what you most enjoy doing. Well, I think I'm going to skip this one and I'm going to come back to it. What qualities, skills, or talents do you have? What qualities, skills, or talents does your company have? In terms of like, what are you good at? What are your skills? What are you just really good with your company at? I don't know, for example, Apple is probably not really good at making solar panels. They are also not a company for that. But I don't know if this is also always the case for companies that actually should be doing what they should be doing. I don't know if every smartphone company is good at making smartphones compared to other companies or compared to themselves 10 years ago, because it's always a little bit strange, and you should always be thoughtful if you're just trying to compare yourself to other people or other companies or just other things. So, or what are your talents? Because spaces are really big spaces. Like, some people make good screens. I know some companies are having good screens. Some companies are having good cameras. Some companies are having good loudspeakers. Like, actually having a smartphone that's having a really good loudspeaker, this is something I think people are going to look for. So building good loudspeakers, maybe instead of, building a whole entire smartphone, maybe this would be actually an amazing idea. Like, doubling down on your talents and also skills and qualities. List your highest achievements and accomplishments. In line with analyzation, what you believe you do best, take some time to jot down the successes you've had. It doesn't matter if it is a huge accomplishment or something minor. What does matter is the feeling that result gave you. So just, I think, boost your motivation and energy. Ask your friends, loved ones, and family members to list your best qualities. You could think about your employees or ask them, and the really high ones, and maybe even everyone. While it might be challenging, you don't have to sacrifice your goal because it is too difficult. Yes. You can still pursue your dreams and make ends meet. Deal constructively with depression or anxiety that may have stood in the way of doing what you want. Get past the feeling that you're not good enough. So what makes you happy, do that. I actually don't want to come back to the one. Think about what you most enjoy doing. As a company, it's probably pretty difficult to say, like generalizing a company and as such. But to just try to think about a parallel that I could draw there. Think about what you enjoy doing most. What do I enjoy? What does a company enjoy? Probably making money. Well, I think if it is a big company, I think it is even more complicated to just think about that. But if it is something that's, I mean, if it is a small business and you say like, okay, it's really fun for us to work with people, then maybe go more into that space, I guess. But you can say this with small businesses. If it is a big business, then I think you could also combine it with what are we good at? And then just dribble down on that or quadruple down on that. Could also be. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the episode there. I wish you the best health of happiness and also success, and also hope that you're going to rise up and you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy and basically means just being a nice person and then being remembered as a nice person. With that being said, I'm hopefully going to see you the next time. And 3 questions are, why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These might actually show you a business idea or at least your purpose, which is amazing. Thank you for listening and watching. Hopefully going to see you the next time. Bye-bye. Thank you. Really, really thank you. I appreciate it.